2023 was an amazing year to be a gamer. It seemed like the year was nothing but giant blockbuster releases coming one after the other, after the other, after the other. It was pretty much impossible to play all the amazing games that came out this year, and it was no small feat to narrow down the ones I did play into a list of my favorite games of 2023, but I finally managed it. As with past years, this is my list and my opinion. If I didn't play a game this year, it won't be on the list no matter how amazing it was. And if you have some opinions on my list or on your favorite games of 2023, leave it in the comments below. Just be nice. Oh, and like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. With that out of the way, here we go. Final Fantasy XVI. I'm a massive JRPG fan, and for me, few franchises in the genre shine brighter than Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy XVI is certainly a departure from some of the core conceits of the franchise. Only one playable character, real-time as opposed to turn-based combat. But, at its core, this is still a Final Fantasy game, filled with political intrigue, gut-wrenching story twists, heartfelt character moments, and insanely over-the-top spectacle. Clive might not be the best Final Fantasy protagonist out there, but he's definitely one of the greats in my book. And the icon battles. Just look at this madness. It might not have been the turn-based return to form that everyone wanted, but this was one damn good game and another excellent entry in the franchise. Tears of the Kingdom. Witchcraft. That is the only thing I can think of that lets Nintendo get away with this game on the aging Switch hardware. Taking the Breath of the Wild map of Hyrule, then adding Sky Islands, an entire underground mirror map, adding in the ability to build just about anything you can think of with the Ultra Hand ability, and then being able to go anywhere you want with no loading, this game should not be possible on the Switch hardware. With a much more engaging story than Breath of the Wild, some intense combat challenges, and a final battle that frankly has to be seen to be believed, I have no idea what Nintendo is going to do with the Zelda franchise after this, because topping Tears of the Kingdom seems almost impossible at this point. But I sure hope they try. Mario Wonder. I never really cared for New Super Mario Bros. Just didn't feel quite right. Then Nintendo comes along with Mario Wonder and says, "Hey, we made a game that feels like old school Mario. And it has very nice HD graphics now. Oh, and we let the devs do all the drugs while making it, so enjoy these insane Wonder Seed challenges." That is Mario Wonder. You all know the elephant power-up from the trailers, but that doesn't even scratch the surface. With a breezy difficulty that's welcoming to newcomers but ramps up to be as hard as you want it to be via badge challenges and the secret world levels, this Mario is approachable and rewarding at the same time. And Nintendo has added an online mode that I actually want to play for maybe the first time ever. Couple that with Wonder Seed challenges that twist and warp the levels in unforeseen and delightful ways, and Mario Wonder is a testament to the Big N's sheer brilliance as a game maker. Nobody else could have pulled this off, and certainly not with the level of polish and joy that oozes from every corner of Mario Wonder. SpiderMan II. Bigger, better, faster, tentaclier. Is that how you say that? No, that's Spider-Man 2 in a nutshell. Taking the open world of Spider-Man and Miles Morales, then adding 2 new burrows and a smattering of new movement mechanics, the wingsuit, wind tunnels, and the ever-useful corner turn to name a few, this game takes the first 2 and just turns it up to 11, or 15. With an opening act focusing on Kraven the Hunter that certainly has a few dark twists to the outright chaos that is Venom let loose in New York, this game slams the gas down from the get-go and rarely lets up. When it does, though, Insomniac gives us some great world-building moments, be it strolling through a music museum as Miles, or touring the Emily May Foundation as Peter. Combat is top-notch, the story is epic, and the whole vibe of the game is frankly pitch-perfect. Insomniac at the top of their craft, and Spider-Man 2 is the perfect showcase of this studio's expertise. Starfield. Starfield. This is a true Bethesda game, loved by some, derided by others, decried as a mile wide and an inch deep. But what Starfield is to me is the sheer unadulterated joy of a massive RPG where I am the center of everything. The main protagonist of every story, the most powerful character in the universe, and the one that everybody wants to talk to. From the ridiculous corporate espionage of the Ryujin Corporation to the outer space Wild West of the Freestar Rangers, the pirate crimes of the Crimson Fleet, to the fact that you are essentially Space Jesus, Starfield has something for everyone. Gameplay systems stacked upon systems make it a complicated game for building your perfect character. And then you'll find out about New Game Plus. This may not be Space Skyrim, but it's a great time and I can't leave it off this list after the fun that I had with it this year. Diablo IV. Loot. Who doesn't love it? Big, shiny piles of it, with stats and numbers that keep going up and up and up. That's Diablo IV. Oh, and it's also a hellish nightmare world of demons, spiders, and all manner of other terrible things that want to kill you. While the game has had its stumbles thanks to the live service model, it's still Diablo. It's dark, it's gory, it's pretty to look at. It has multiple classes you can use to dish out the pain to your foes, and it is gloriously fun to play, especially with friends. Again, the game has had some growing pains thanks to the live service model, but there's really no other ARPG out there quite as polished as Diablo IV in terms of raw gameplay and fun factor. Phantom Liberty. Boy, Cyberpunk 2077 sure was a mess when it originally launched, huh? Thankfully, CDPR has righted that ship in a big way. Coinciding with the 2.0 patch, Phantom Liberty added a whole new area, new characters, and new missions to Night City in a fantastic DLC package. Dogtown is as interesting a setting for a sci-fi game as I've ever seen. Idris Elba delivers a show-stealing performance as Solomon Reed, and Keanu is back and better than ever as Johnny. The missions are varied this time around, seeing you scuba diving to infiltrate an enormous tower, providing overwatch for Solomon as he sneaks about, and of course dishing out mayhem as V in over-the-top gunfights. Or sword fights, depends on how Cyber Ninja you went. This DLC and its accompanying 2.0 patch make Cyberpunk one of the best first-person RPGs of the year, and if I'm cheating by sneaking in here via its DLC, I'll sue me. Dave the Diver. Talk about unexpected games. Dave the Diver combines a deep-sea fishing game with RPG mechanics, a sushi restaurant simulator, a farming game. You know what? I'm going to stop right there before I spoil something. Suffice it to say, this charming pixel art game was the last thing I expected to play this year, let alone put on this list. Charming characters, insanely over-the-top cutscenes, wickedly funny writing, and incredibly funny gameplay combined to make this game the total package. While some might argue it's indie game bona fides due to the publisher, I don't really care. This game had me at hello, and I can't wait to sink even more time into it. Hi-Fi Rush. I love rhythm games. I love spectacle fighters, and I love the cel-shaded cartoon aesthetic of Wind Waker and Jet Set Radio. If you put all these in a blender, you get Hi-Fi Rush. This insanely bright and bouncy game from the developers of The Evil Within? Hold on, let me check my notes. Yeah, that's right, it's from the devs of The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. This game is a treat for the ears and the eyes. You battle through levels that move to the beat of the game's soundtrack, as do the enemies. And if you want to maximize your damage and look cool as hell, so do you. You literally fight to the beat, and the more on beat you are, the flashier your moves, the higher your damage, and the more badass you are. It's an incredibly cool concept, and the only other thing I have to say is, where is my sequel? Do it! Baldurs Gate 3. I barely know where to start with this one. I grew up loving CRPGs, and Larian has literally knocked it out of the park here. As wide as an ocean and just as deep, Baldur's Gate 3 will often quite literally paralyze you with choice. Incredible voice acting for your companions is only the tip of the RPG iceberg here. How you interact with someone in Act 1 can have consequences you never could have imagined in Act 3. Combat is deep, engaging, and tough as nails. Romancing characters, talking your way through impossible situations, throwing people off of cliffs, turning people into sheep, trying to figure out what's so strange about that damned ox. This game is one you can play over and over again and never see the same thing twice. Nothing quite like this has been done before, and I doubt it will be again until Baldur's Gate 4. The complexity of the game is nothing short of mind-boggling, and the way it all hinges on what the player does rather than what the developer has preordained is quite simply amazing. Baldur's Gate 3 may be the best CRPG ever made, and it's a game everyone should try at least once, just to get a taste of what everyone else has been raving about all year long. And that'll do it for this year's list of my favorite games. 2023 was a great year, but what did you guys play? Leave it down in the comments below, like and subscribe. My name is Dimebot. I'll see you guys next time.